I like the way that you frame that as it's got to be a culture, right? But the culture does have to get set. If it's not set by leadership, we will have a culture, but
Yeah,
a culture that is strategically formed so that we can serve our customers better and therefore grow as a business has to come from leadership, right?
absolutely.
So I love that. The thought here is if only 15% of companies are operationalizing or executing well on a voice of the customer program, then the natural question is why? And how do you get around? Like, how do you make sure that you mentioned that you had a conversation, right? Lots of CMOs and CROs come on, they're like, hey, I start up. And one of the first things I do is I call and I talk to customers, right? And it's a non-sales environment and I learn. And you might do 10, 15, 20 of those, but then you get busy, right? And then all of a sudden you find out you stopped doing it. And then you're like, oh, shoot, it's been 2 months since I talked to a customer. That's what typically happens. We get busy. How do we operationalize voice of the customer? Because it's this important. How do we make sure we're constantly talking to customers?
Yeah, be intentional. So you need to have a program. It needs to be programmatic and be in your calendar and something that you keep reiterating. So we have multiple surveys, which is not just the survey, but we have customer consoles. And for marketing, I think it's easier in a way that, of course, marketing needs to take care of the customer because we connect it to the market and we are the bridge, right, between the company and the customer together with other colleagues from sales, from other functions. But we are producing content and we are in contact with them. So, in a way that we gather feedback from the programs and we make it intentionally, putting together these conferences when we ask their questions, we interview them, and we make it happen in a day by day as part of your calendar, as your operation, because this is going to be informing your next campaign, your next content, the way that you're going to be forming a panel, what they're interested on in terms of a trends, a map or report, what they want to hear about. I also lead customer comms. So what is really interested for them? So it's a two-way for me. We hear the customer and we feedback the internal organization on how we're going to be driving our plans and our strategies and everything. And at the same time, we inform the customers on the things that may impact them or they might be interested on their next step with us. So, and not just products, as I said. It's something interesting about the trends, the finances, the economy, the industry that they might be looking out for. It might impact their businesses for good or worse, right? For better or worse. So this is something that we keep doing the two-way door to support the customers and to bring their voice into the organization, and always challenging. So asking the right questions and bringing the voice of the customer with broadcasts and stuff that we do with events and with our content as well. So it's something that it's ingrained in our day by day. And I think it's an opportunity for, of course, we can always do better. And we look every day, we think on how we wake up, as I told you, on how I can be better and raise the bar a little bit further up than what we have done in the last cycle. So what we can do today to be better each one of the days, because, you know, the world keeps evolving and they have options and there are lots of complexities and we need to be watching out for them.